Peace. Yo, today I wanted to build with all you single mothers out there and just that have young males in your household and you don't have a father present, you know, or any basically male role model there, and you're having a lot of problems with your young male. A lot of y'all that I've met and I've come across, I know you can relate to this same phrase: I can't tell them nothing. I just can't tell them nothing. I can't talk to them. And the reality of it is that once a young male gets to a certain point in his maturity, you can't tell him nothing. You're absolutely right. You can't tell him nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk to him. You know what I'm saying? And essentially, you have to accept the fact that you got to let your baby go. You know what I'm saying? You got to allow him to get his own understanding and let life teach him, because obviously he's not listening to you. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to hear what you got to say. So you got to allow him to get his own understanding. You know what I'm saying? And this shit may be tough. It may be hard for you to just sit there and see your baby make these mistakes, but that's the only way that he got to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he's at a point in his growth and development where you can't tell him nothing. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you think about it, it's like if you have other small children in the household where this young male is and he's causing a lot of problems in your household, you can't allow him to disrupt everything else that's going on in your household. You know what I'm saying? And kind of offset the continuity of what you're doing on a daily basis. So now it's like, with you allowing him to get his own understanding and just letting him go, you have to create mechanisms that are damage controlling and that are preventative maintenance so that he doesn't throw your whole household off. Because if you just letting him go and allowing him to get his own understanding, that may create a misunderstanding with everybody else in your household. Your younger children, if you have them, may be looking up at him like, oh, you letting him do whatever he wants to. Now they gonna get wild for the night. You see what I'm saying? So it's important that when you allow him and you say, you know, I'm done with him, I'm gonna let him go, that you reconcile that emotionally with you. You know what I'm saying? So that you're not consistently worrying and putting all this energy and time invested in that situation, already knowing that you can't tell him nothing, so that he can get his own understanding. Also, one thing that's important is if there's no male in the household, or he doesn't have a male figure in his life and stuff like that, you need to access resources or intervention organizations where you can get some males, older males or men involved in his life that's going to take responsibility for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he needs that kind of discipline in his life. And the reality is, you being a single mother, running a household by yourself, you don't got the time and energy to be disciplined no motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you may be working long hours, 2 jobs, whatever. You're taking care of maybe 2 other children, you know, doing everything else in the household. You don't got time to be playing these little gotcha games and cat and mouse games with this young boy that just don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, because that energy isn't there, he's not able to get disciplined the way that he should. You see what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of times he may do stuff and you just might be like, oh, go ahead, or whatever, or you just don't even go back and forth. And that way he gets his way. And it's a lot of these kids, they know when you're tired. They know when you're tired. They know when you don't have the energy to deal with them and stuff like that. And that's when they really get wild. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I said, in order to supplement that, you need to get some males or older men involved in that child's life, whether it's some kind of church organization that's going on, if it's a law school or something like that in your area where you have guys that's working with the community, Muslims or any kind of black, you need a man to be involved in his life. Why? Because men know how to deal with young males. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain language that we speak amongst each other as males that's gender specific that a female would never understand, and vice versa. There's a language that females speak amongst each other that a male would never understand. You know what I'm saying? It's gender specific. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're gonna get these men involved in your son's life, and you have came to terms with letting your baby go, you're letting your baby go, and allowing him to get his own understanding, then you got to let these brothers do their job. You can't be trying to do things to undermine what he's trying to do or step in or act like you need to have control. Let him go. If that man needs to body him up, don't go up there trying to save him and shit like that. He needs that kind of discipline. He needs to see that dominant alpha male lion roar that other little baby lion down. Right now, when he's in a household with just a woman and stuff like that, he feels that he's the head of the pride. You know what I'm saying? Until another dominant male comes amongst him and tells him, yo, nah, it ain't going down like that. You know what I'm saying? And he don't even got to put his hands on him. It's just something in his voice, it's something in his disposition that lets him know. You want to bring that shit, bring it on. And that is a dynamic that goes on amongst males. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that, you know, like I said, if once you've come to terms with you can't tell him nothing and you let him go, let these men do their job. You know what I'm saying? He may need to whoop his ass. Hey, you need to turn around and act like you don't see it if it's going to bother you. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that brother needs. He needs some type of guidance. He needs some type of order. He needs some type of discipline. And only another man can give him that. You know what I'm saying? You've done a great job as a woman, but once he gets to a certain point in his growth and development, the maternal nature that you have plays and takes on a different role now. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a lot of y'all can see it, you know what I mean? Like, it's that difference between when you can take him to school, elementary school, and walk him into class and stuff, and he's, you know, proud to show and prove that you're his mommy and stuff like that, compared to the times when he don't want you going up to school and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a clear distinction in his growth and development. And like I said, it's important for y'all to realize that, you know, when you can't tell him nothing, that means he's at a point in his growth and development where life needs to teach him these lessons, because he can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of y'all may even let your young males listen to me doing these bills. I could be saying the exact same thing that you already told him, but they gonna listen to me. Why? Because they feel like, okay, he can relate and all this other stuff, you know, blah, 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 blah. Plus, two, you know, I can impress this on him in a different way because I'm another man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, you got to let these young males go, but in a sense where you deal with the proper damage control and preventative maintenance so that he don't throw the whole household off. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't suggest that you just go right to, like, you know, some juvie officer or some police or something like that. And, you know, I mean, it's different if he's raising his hands to you and shit like that, trying to put his hands on you and stuff like that. Then you really need to get with some brothers and ain't gonna bullshit. And like I said, if you know that there's brothers in the community that deal with the youth and things like that, don't hesitate to put them on square. When I say put them on square, in our alphabet, square is wisdom cipher, or that's the letter T. You know what I'm saying, in the supreme alphabet. So when I say put them on square, what I'm saying is you make them show and prove the wisdom of the cipher that they say they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel hesitant. Don't feel reluctant. Don't feel like you're losing any power and control. You know what I'm saying? If these brothers out here and they saying they deal with the community, give them to them. Let these brothers do their job. You know what I'm saying? That's what they saying they stand for. So when you stand on a square. That's a 45-degree angle. That's a right angle. So, shit, they saying that they about doing right, so put them on their square. You know what I'm saying? Let them show and prove the wisdom of their cipher. You know, so, like I said, you know, when they get to a point where you can't tell them nothing, you can't tell them nothing. You got to let them get their own understanding, you know what I'm saying? If it means they got to get their meat lumped and they got to make mistakes and all this other stuff, I mean, get the tissue boxes out and shit like that, but that's all you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You've done what you needed to do with this child up to that point, and now it's time for him to grow into his own understanding. All right? Peace.